if you are somebody who's struggling with worth, not even because of body image, but just because of who you are, if you don't feel beautiful enough, smart enough, articulate enough, talented enough, creative enough, whatever enough, you are enough. You are more than enough, and God will align you with opportunities that will show you that you're enough. You just have to put yourself in the room. You have to put yourself in the room, even if you feel crazy for showing up, even if you feel like you are tripping. Just put yourself in the room. Just put yourself in the room. What's up, guys? It's your girl Kenzie Kenz, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different type of video, a lot different actually. I figured I would sit here with you guys while I take down my braids, my feed-in braids, and just chit chat with you guys because as you can tell from the title of the video, I've had a just major life moment recently that I'm still very much processing. And I just wanted to share that with you guys and bring you into my life a little bit more, have you guys get to know me, and also just for me to reflect on this situation because, like I said, it is just one of those things that you can't really believe. I was able to dance for Lizzo at the VMAs, and that still doesn't even sound real when I say it. I haven't fully processed, and so I thought, like, why not just come on camera, film a chit chat video, and let you guys in on this, because this is just such a major blessing for me, and I am still processing it. I get emotional even like saying it out loud. But yeah, this is gonna be informal, me sitting here taking down my braids and catching you guys up and filling you guys in on what this experience has been like for me, because it's just really been a dream come true. So for those of you who don't like the talk, I'm sorry, this is not the one for you. No hard feelings. You can exit out of this video right now. But if you're interested, stay tuned, and we're just gonna talk, and yeah. Okay, so these are actually my first braids, baby's first braids. I've never had any feed-in extension type of hairstyle before, and so this was obviously part of the look for Lizzo's VMA performance, and I don't even know where to start. I'm like, do I start with the hair? Do I start with... I don't know. For anyone who doesn't know, the MTV VMAs just happened on Monday, this past Monday, and I got to perform with Lizzo. With Lizzo and her dancers, the big girls. I was on that stage. I was one of the Sky Girls, so the girls in the blue and white leotards, and just even still saying that is crazy to me. I'm still processing the whole experience because it's just not anything that I would have ever thought would or could happen for me. I have danced my whole entire life, and you guys know I've shared a couple of my dance videos here on my YouTube channel, and if you follow me on Instagram, you guys see me dancing all the time, always posting dance clips and things. But for me, it's always just been more so like taking class, training, having fun, making videos with my friends. For a long time, for years, I was on a competition team called Project D, a New Jersey based team, and we would travel and compete and do things like that, and that was always the biggest scale dance thing that I've ever done, and all of those experiences were amazing and special to me, but they were still at a community level, you know, like it was just taking class, having fun, dancing with your friends. So to have this experience, a legitimate professional opportunity on a stage like that, that's broadcasted on television, it just wasn't on my radar. It's not that I never thought about it. I think, like, when you do anything that you love, there's a piece of you that always wonders how far you can take it, or if you can maybe do it for a living. But I think that I never let myself go there, because it just seemed ridiculous. It just seemed like, girl, please, like, that is not your story. That is not your life. Oh, my nail just popped off. Okay, thank you. Great, cool. Anyway, yeah, I never went for anything like that because I just didn't think that was my story. You know, I am obviously a bigger woman. I am a plus size girl. I've always been plus size, even when I lose weight. Like, I'm just a thicker chick, and that in and of itself has been a struggle, just on a personal level, but especially in the dance world, it can get to you. And I don't even talk to my other dancer friends that much about this, but anybody that knows me knows that when I'm on stage, like, I am so confident and I'm in my element and I'm performing and I just feel like Beyonce. But, you know, it does get to me. I've always been on teams. I'm always one of the biggest girls, if not the biggest girl on the team, on the stage. And so because of that, that's not the norm, you know, for professional dancers. We all know, like, models, professional dancers are very small. They're in shape. They're, you know, muscles and just everything, like, you know, just that ideal dancer body. And I've never had that. So I think it just never occurred to me that I could do anything on a professional level. And obviously the industry is making huge strides lately with more representation, and that's great, but you still somehow find a way to look at people and say, I don't have what she has. Like, she's plus size and she's doing it, but she's just better than me, or I can't do what she's doing. You just get in your head and you just find every reason in the book why it can't be you. And so, I don't know. Anyway, fair warning, I will cry because I am the world's biggest crybaby. But it just all boils down to, I never thought I would be doing anything like this. And so I take classes all the time in New York just for training and for fun. And one of my teachers, Kendrick Samuel, who I just started taking this year, has just proved to be such an authentic spirit and just a genuine soul, somebody who really roots for his students and who really wants the best for his students. And he heard about this audition, and at the time, I don't even know if he knew that it was for Lizzo. He hit me up and he told me, hey, there's this audition. They're looking for women of all body types. He didn't know when the audition was going to be, just that it was coming up soon. And he just told me, you know, keep your eyes peeled. And I was kind of like, yeah, okay, Kendrick, thank you, but, like, I ain't going, you know, like, I don't do that. I'm not a professional dancer. I'm not signed. I don't do these things, you know. I didn't really take it to heart. But then the next day, another friend of mine, another choreographer and dancer from New York, Ryan Miller, he called me and he also told me about this audition, and he told me the name of the choreographer. He told me the dates that you'd have to be available. He told me that they were looking for curvy girls. And so at this point, I'm kind of like, okay, you know, two people have gone out of their way now to tell me about this audition, and they thought of me, you know. They thought of me enough to say, hey, Mackenzie should know about this audition. She needs to go. So by that point, I decided, you know, I'll just go. I still didn't know for sure that it was for Lizzo, but just hearing that they were looking for curvy dancers, part of me, just my gut feeling, just felt like it was for Lizzo because she's obviously somebody out there right now who's representing representation and body positivity, and her cast her dancers are very inclusive, and, you know, like, for her it's not about, like, what you look like, it's like, can you dance your ass off, you know. So part of me just kind of suspected in the back of my head that it might be for Lizzo, but that's neither here nor there. So then the night before the audition, a few other people hit me up, just people that I knew from around the way from taking classes in New York City. And they were just like, hey, have you seen this? You need to go. Make sure you go to this audition. And that was just amazing by itself, because these are not people that I'm necessarily super close to. These are not people that know my life story or that owe me anything, or that, you know. These are just people that thought of me organically and just said, hey, she would be a good fit for this. I think she should go. And so by like the fourth or fifth person, I said, okay, Mackenzie, God is telling you need to go to this audition, right? So I I didn't have a headshot. I didn't have a resume because, like I said, I dance for fun. I didn't consider myself a legitimate dancer. You know, I just always consider myself a girl who loves to dance, not a dancer. So I didn't have all the materials that you have for auditions and those things. So I literally, like, text my best friend, I text my boyfriend, I was sending them pictures, you know, like, what do you think of this? Can I use this as a headshot? I made a resume on the spot with my boyfriend on the phone, like, he's also a dancer, so I was just like, how does this look to you? What can I add to this? Like, you know. So we did that. I did that. I went to Walgreens. I had my little headshot and my resume printed out, and then I went to the audition. And the first thing that happened when I got there was I was obviously excited and nervous, but there were just so many girls. There were so many girls, and there were girls that were curvy, of course, but there were girls that were not. There were girls, black girls, white girls, every kind of girl was in that room. And it's a little intimidating, you know, just me not coming from that industry auditioning type of world. It was a little intimidating, but I just said, hey, I'm going to show up and I'm going to dance. I'm going to do the steps that they give me, and we will see what happens. I just wanted to get myself in the room. When we learned the routine and when we performed, I just remember feeling good about my performance. Like, you know, I didn't necessarily think, oh, you had it in the bag, but I felt good. I felt like I represented myself well. I felt like I showed my personality. I felt like I showed my ability to the best of my ability. So I was happy with that. You know, I was happy leaving the audition because I went. And that's not something that I would have thought that I would ever do, to put myself in that vulnerable position, you know, to say I want this and I'm gonna go for this. But I even wrote in my journal, like the night of, I think at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I have my journal here, and I wrote for the first time, like, I'm trying to even find it, but so at 2:48 in the morning, the day of, I know the time because I wrote it here in my journal. I wrote, I want to dance for Lizzo at the 2019 VMAs. That feels just a bit far-fetched to say, but I want it, so I'm claiming it. I want this, God. I can do this. I leave it all in your hands. And I wrote that. And that was just really, that alone was just major for me, because being just a bigger girl, I never let myself want anything on this level because I didn't want to be disappointed. You know, so I just told myself, I'm cool with taking class, I'm cool with doing little videos, I'm cool with teaching little workshops here and there on the side. And all my friends, meanwhile, like, girl, you need to dance for Beyonce, you need to be on somebody's stage. And I was just always like, y'all are crazy. You think people are saying things because they're your friends, or they're your boyfriend, or they're your mom, and they have to, but I wasn't saying those things to myself. I wasn't letting myself want anything major. So the fact that I even admitted that, even if it's just in my own journal, the fact that I admitted that I wanted it and wrote that down was just major for me. So when I went to the audition, I just did my best. And I had fun. It was a fun piece. The vibes were great. The choreographer, Jamel McWilliams, was amazing. He just had such a welcoming energy that you didn't have to be scared. It was just kind of like, show us who you are, show us your personality. So that's what I did. And I remember leaving, I didn't feel like, ooh, girl, you got it in the bag, but I felt like that was an accurate representation of who I am and how I dance. I felt like I did my thing to the best of my ability. And the next day, I got a call that I got it. And what was crazy was that when I got the call, I was on the phone with my boyfriend crying about work, crying about deadlines for work, because I am a writer. For those of you who don't know, I'm a freelance writer, and I'm in the middle of a big project, and I was just stressing out about how I was going to get this project done and how I was going to hit these deadlines. I was bawling on the phone with my boyfriend, and he was trying to comfort me, and then I got a call that I got the freaking VMAs. And so then I was crying for a whole other reason. And I didn't know how to feel. I was going to curse. I didn't know how to feel because I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't know how to feel. But eventually I think it set in a little bit, and I just felt so overjoyed and a little freaked because now I knew I was going to have less time for work and my deadlines, but I was just grateful. It was just thank you, God, immediately, and just disbelief. And so much disbelief to the point where I barely told anyone. I told my brother, I told my mom, I told my best friend, but I didn't tell anyone until I went to my first rehearsal, because sometimes you just feel like the floor is going to fall out from underneath you. And I wanted to hit a rehearsal so that it would be real, you know, before I told people. So I got it, and I went to my rehearsal, and, you know, I'm not new to dance, but I'm new to the industry. And so you only know what you can imagine, what you hear, and I just thought that it was going to be like 5, 6, 7, 8, get these steps, sis, like, get it together, you know, no mistakes. And I just was so wrong. The choreographers on this gig, Jamel McWilliams, Kira Harper, the assistants Craig and Ryan, like, their energy from the jump was so welcoming, and it was about establishing a spirit in the room. That's where this whole performance came from. If any of you've watched the performance, if you haven't watched the performance, go watch it, sis. I don't know what you're doing. Come on, pause this and go and watch it, because we did that. But from jump, we didn't even dance the first hour. We literally didn't dance the first hour. We sat in a circle, and we all shared our experiences about being a bigger dancer, being a bigger, full-figured, curvy girl in the dance industry, in the dance world, in life, and the hardships that come with that, and just dealing with self-worth and body image issues and not getting jobs because of how you look. We just talked about all of our experiences. I shared with the women what I shared with you about not letting myself want something on this level, because it was just a safe space that was created, and I felt immediately safe to be vulnerable. And so, yes, it was about the steps, and it was 7-hour rehearsal days every day up until the day of the show, and we were on our feet, and we're drilling, and we're cleaning, and everything was all of that, of course, but it was a vibe of love, and a vibe of this is about sisterhood, and this is about representation, and this is about feeling worthy, and this is about knowing that you're no different than the girl next to you, and being enough as you are, and, you know, in the body that you have. So I know people are gonna get so annoyed because people hate watching people cry, but, like, I don't know, y'all, this is me, I'm a crybaby. But it was just so crazy, and I shared it with the women. I'm so slow taking out these braids, but anyway, I shared with the women. What I shared with the women was that, you know, I have always tried to lose weight. I don't remember a time in my life when I didn't want to lose weight, even when I was smaller. And some of you noticed that a couple years ago, in 2017, I lost a lot of weight. I lost like 45 pounds. And I gained it back. And so I was just coming from a place where I was feeling a little like a failure, feeling very embarrassed, because, you know, the same way people notice when you lose weight, they notice when you gain weight. And you just feel like you're on display and everybody notices, and you feel like everyone's talking about it, and I just felt embarrassed, you know? But to book this job at this point in my life, after I gained back 50 pounds, and to book the job because I look the way I look, because I am curvy, and because I am fuller figured. And for that not to be like a hindrance, for that to be an asset, you know? For them to look at that and say, yes, we want all of that. We want all of them pounds. Is just alignment. And I feel like that's nothing more than God. That's nothing more than God and things happening in their due time. And I think that we all have our body image issues. I still want to lose weight. You know, I will never be a skinny girl. That's just not in my DNA, and that's fine. But I want to lose weight for my health, to take pressure off my joints. I have a bad knee, and it's just, I feel better when I am lighter. So I am still working towards that. I'm still working towards my personal goals, strength training, and all of that. But to know that in this moment I am enough and more than enough is so healing, and just something that I'm really going to take away from this experience. That, you know, if you're supposed to have something, you'll be enough where you are, you know? So, y'all don't understand even things as simple as the costume, you know, like, and I know a lot of the other girls in the cast could identify with that. We were wondering, like, what is our costume going to be? Because a lot of us, we don't show skin. We don't show our stomachs. We don't show our legs. We don't show our arms. Because we're so used to making ourselves smaller. And so for me to get up there and wear a leotard and have my whole legs out, all my thighs out on stage, you know, on TV, and to feel comfortable, I didn't even think twice about it, because in these rehearsals, these women look like me. There was women that were smaller than me, there was women that were bigger than me, but we were all full-figured women. Women that had booties and breasts and stomachs and arms and all those kinds of things that I'm so used to hiding. Like, I don't wear shorts and I don't wear tank tops because I don't like my arms. I don't want to use that word, but I am extremely uncomfortable showing my arms. I only wear short sleeve shirts like this in the house. Even in the summertime, I'll be hot, or I'll wear a kimono or something cute and drapey to cover my arms. So, in shorts, there's been one summer in my whole life, and I'm 27 years old, there's been one summer in my whole life where I wore shorts. One summer. I'm sorry if you hear background noise, but I'm just gonna let it rock. But yeah, there's been one summer in my whole 27 years of life that I wore shorts, and then I never did it again because I feel uncomfortable. I don't go to the beach very often, even though I love to swim, because it's the bathing suits, and so just to be up there on a stage on TV in some tights and a leotard and be feeling like 100% that bitch, like, it's just a moment that I think God wanted me to have and wanted all of the women to have. And I'm taking forever to take out these braids, y'all. I'm just still processing, because this was an achievement in so many ways. It was an achievement for my dance career, for me to even be able to use that word now, you know. It was an achievement for my dance career. It was an achievement for my confidence. It was an achievement for me being able to meet all these women, expand my circle, you know, just to build more friendships with women who know exactly how I feel. Like, I don't know. I'm still finding the words. I'm still very much so finding the words and journaling and thanking God, and just watching everybody finally see the performance on the day of and in the days since. Just like the reaction to the performance has been amazing, and I feel so blessed because exactly what the choreographer Jamel McWilliams, exactly what he wanted, exactly what Lizzo wanted to portray, I think came across times a million, and people were moved, and, you know, it was just a bunch of thick chicks on that stage, and we in afros, and we snatched our wigs off, and we had cornrows, and it was just like a moment, you know. And that moment was very freeing. It wasn't a gimmick. It wasn't for, oh, look at them snatching their wigs off, that's so funny. Like, no, it was about liberating yourself from other people's expectations and other people's doubts and other people's fears that they place on you, and your own fears that you place on yourself. And everything that you saw on that stage, look, was genuine. Like, all those smiles and tears and jumping up and down, that was genuine, because we were all living our dreams, and we were living our dreams together, and we really created a family in the short amount of time that we were building this set, to the point where, like, me and those girls are still texting and sharing memes and, like, and just looking out for each other and checking in on each other. And I don't know. I'm just still in awe. I'm still very much in awe. And I know that y'all, half of y'all might be looking at me like, girl, what are you just rambling here and sitting here crying? But when you achieve something that you didn't even let yourself want, it's a whole nother level of gratitude. It's a whole nother level of gratitude that I'm experiencing, because I feel like I've given myself permission to want other things, to want more things, to want to perform again, to, you know, because now I know that it's possible. And I'm still struggling to believe that I earned it, and that I deserve it, and that there's no limit on what else I can accomplish, you know. But I just am really trying to carry the energy of this last 2 weeks and that stage performance. I'm trying to carry that energy into my everyday life, because, you know, Lizzo is just one of a kind. She makes music that makes you feel good about yourself, you know. Like, yeah, she turns up and she's lit and she's loud and she's like, and she's everything, she's out here, but she also is so genuine. Like, she sat there and gave us space, these women, on the clock, when the day before the VMAs, when we're supposed to be getting everything nice and crisp, she sat, and we sat in a circle, and she let us all talk and share our stories. And we talked, some people for 20 minutes at a time. We all talked, and she sat there and she responded to each and every single one of us. She listened to each and every single one of us. And, you know, when you meet somebody who is famous, you don't know how they're going to be, but she is exactly how she comes off in her interviews and in her music. She is a wonderful person, and her energy enters the room before she does. And she just made everybody feel so safe, and everybody feel so welcome, and everybody feel like they belonged and they deserved, and that she saw a piece of herself in everyone. And I think we're just all endlessly grateful. And I haven't stopped listening to Lizzo music since, because she just makes music that makes you feel good. And so knowing that she is what she represents is just the icing on the cake. And I pray, I'm claiming it, that I will be able to dance with her, for her again one day. I pray, because that was just an amazing experience. It was amazing. And it's not lost on me that I'm sure every job in the industry is not like that. You know, every celebrity is not like that. They're not welcoming, they're not, you know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not putting anyone else down. I'm just saying that Lizzo is freaking amazing. And if you don't know about Lizzo, please do yourself a favor and get into her music, because it's fun. You will turn up. You will feel great about yourself. You'll feel great about your girlfriend. It's very much girlfriend type music, like going out with your girlfriend. It's very much going out with your girls type music, getting yourself hyped up, telling yourself that you're cute, looking in the mirror, turning around, looking back at it. It's very much that type of music, but it's also about you are worthy, you are beautiful, you don't need anyone else to validate you. She's just amazing. And the experience was amazing, and it made me feel like I'm amazing, and I still need to work on saying that without cringing. But I am, and I feel like I can do that work better now because of this experience, and just also all the love from strangers and the love from family and everyone all over the internet sending me snapshots, people watching, sending me videos. It just hasn't stopped, and I feel like I'm just in like a little bubble, a little snow globe of this moment in my life that I want to hold on to and just expand as long as I can. But God willing, it will not be the only one, because it just only made me want to go for things more. And, you know, clearly I'm not going to finish this head on camera with y'all because I'm taking forever. But we're like halfway done. Like I said, if you got this far, thank you for watching. If you watch any of my videos, thank you for watching. If you haven't seen the performance, please go and check it out because it will make you feel good. I can tell you that, guaranteed. It will make you feel good. And if it doesn't, then you must just be dead inside. But please watch what we created up on that stage because it was very, very much so magical. And I'm only making this video to share a little part of my journey with you guys and for you guys to get to know me more beyond just hair, and just to know that we all struggle. We all struggle, and it won't matter how amazing other people in your life let's say that you are if you are not willing to step into it. If I didn't listen to those people who told me to go to that audition, if I didn't bring my ass to the audition because I was too busy playing small or playing scared, then I would not have had this opportunity. So I'm so grateful to everyone, and I'm grateful to God, and I'm grateful to Lizzo, and I'm grateful to Jamel, but I'm grateful to me for doing that. I'm grateful to me for showing up, for going, you know? But, you know, that's about it, y'all. I'm going to go and get off camera so I can fix my face and take down the rest of these braids. Or I'll just be sitting here rambling and smiling forever. Look at all this hair that has come out of my head that they added. But please, like I said, if you haven't watched the video, please go watch the video of our performance. Come back here and let me know if you watched it, like, you know, what you thought. If you are somebody who's struggling with worth, not even because of body image, but just because of who you are, if you don't feel beautiful enough, smart enough, articulate enough, talented enough, creative enough, whatever enough, you are enough. You are more than enough, and God will align you with opportunities that will show you that you're enough. You just have to put yourself in the room. You have to put yourself in the room, even if you feel crazy for showing up, even if you feel like you are tripping. Just put yourself in the room. Just put yourself in the room. I'm done. Thank you for watching. And subscribe to my channel for more hair and less tears in the next video. I love you all. And until next time. Bye.